The night didn't begin with noise. It began with a feeling, the kind that creeps into a stadium before history decides to sit down and stay a while. The Bronx air was heavy, almost suspiciously calm, as if it already knew what was coming and was daring anyone to stop it. From the very first pitch, you could sense something was off. Not wrong, just different. The Yankees crowd was loud, confident, ready to assert dominance. But beneath the chants and the lights, there was an unease. A quiet warning that tonight might not belong to them. Then it happened. The crack of the bat cut through the stadium like a gunshot, and suddenly silence fell where confidence once stood. The ball didn't just leave the yard, it escaped it. The Blue Jays had announced themselves, and they weren't asking permission. New York tried to answer back, but every response felt rushed, almost desperate. Toronto, on the other hand, looked calm. Too calm. Like a team that had already seen this movie in their heads and was confirming every scene in real time. Another pitch. Another swing. Another ball screaming into the night. 2 homers. And now the crowd wasn't roaring, it was murmuring. The kind of murmur that spreads fear faster than sound. The Yankees dugout stared forward, stone-faced, but you could feel the cracks forming. Postseason baseball is unforgiving, and momentum doesn't knock, it kicks the door down. Toronto's hitters looked possessed. Every at-bat felt inevitable. They weren't chasing pitches. They weren't guessing. They were waiting, and punishing mistakes with surgical precision. When the third home run landed, it felt less like a play and more like a statement. Not just a run. Not just a lead. A message. We are not here to survive. We are here to take something. The camera panned to the crowd, and the faces told the story better than any scoreboard ever could. Shock. Disbelief. A silence so loud it echoed. The Yankees tried to rally, and for a moment, hope flickered. A hit here, a deep fly there. The stadium rose, desperate for a spark. But every flame they lit was immediately smothered by Toronto's pitching, cold, efficient, relentless. This wasn't chaos. This was control. The 4th homer came like a thunderclap. Not loud, final. The kind of swing that drains belief from the other side. The kind that makes a stadium feel suddenly very small. Toronto's bench erupted, but not wildly. This was a focused celebration. Eyes locked. Fists clenched. This team knew exactly what they were doing, and exactly where they wanted to go. Between innings, you could feel the tension shift. The Yankees weren't playing to win anymore. They were playing not to collapse. And that difference changes everything. Pitch after pitch, Toronto kept pressing. No mercy. No hesitation. Every base, every count, every swing carried weight. Then came the 5th homer, the one that broke the night open completely. By then, even the loudest fans had gone quiet. Not angry. Not even sad. Just stunned. Baseball does this sometimes. It humbles giants. It rewrites scripts. It reminds everyone that October belongs to whoever is brave enough to take it. The Blue Jays weren't just winning Game 2. They were shifting the entire series. You could feel it. The Yankees could feel it. And that's the scariest part. As the innings ticked away, Toronto's defense tightened like a vice. Clean plays. Sharp throws. No panic. Just execution. Every out felt heavier than the last. Every cheer from the Toronto fans in the stands felt louder, more defiant. The final innings didn't bring suspense, they brought realization. The realization that something had changed tonight. That momentum had changed uniforms. When the last out was recorded, it didn't feel explosive. It felt inevitable, like the ending of a story you didn't want to believe, but couldn't deny. The Blue Jays walked off the field not celebrating a win, but claiming respect. Claiming belief. Claiming a voice in a series many thought belonged to someone else. The Yankees stood still, helmets off, eyes distant. October has a way of exposing truths, and tonight's truth was impossible to hide. 5 home runs. One message. This series is far from over. Because nights like this don't just live in box scores. They live in memories, in doubts, in confidence, in fear. And as the lights dimmed in the Bronx, one thing was certain, the Blue Jays didn't just beat the Yankees. They shook them. And in postseason baseball, that might be the most dangerous victory of all.